Did you know that an average person spends over $1,000 a year just on coffee? That's right, your daily caffeine fix could be the reason why your bank account is always running on empty. Imagine a steaming cup of latte in the morning, a midday espresso to keep you going, and maybe even a cappuccino in the evening to unwind. It seems like a harmless routine, doesn't it? But when you crunch the numbers, it's a different story altogether. That daily $3 to $4 coffee habit adds up to around $30 a week, over $100 a month, and more than $1,000 a year. That's the price of a decent vacation or a substantial contribution to your retirement fund. Now let's take it a step further. What if, instead of spending that money on coffee, you invested it? With an average return of 7% annually in 10 years, you could have close to $15,000. In 20 years, that amount could swell to almost $40,000. And in 30 years, you're looking at a staggering $100,000. That's the power of compound interest at work. But it's not just about saving or investing. That $1,000 a year could also be going towards paying off your debts, whether it's student loans, credit card debt, or your mortgage. Every dollar you put towards your debt not only reduces the amount you owe, but also the amount of interest you pay over time. And let's not forget the peace of mind that comes with financial stability. Knowing you're not living paycheck to paycheck, that you're prepared for emergencies, that you're on track to meet your financial goals, these are priceless. So the next time you're about to shell out a few bucks for your coffee, think about the long-term financial impact. That cup of joe might taste good now, but is it really worth the cost? Welcome to Finance X Finance, where we help you make sense of your cents. Today we're talking about the financial impact of your daily coffee habit. First off, let's talk about the price of convenience. You see, when you buy that steaming cup of joe from your local cafe each morning, you're not just paying for the beans. You're paying for the cost of running the cafe, the barista's wages, and of course the brand. On the other hand, brewing your coffee at home can be a fraction of that cost. Let's break it down. A pound of high-quality coffee beans costs about $15 and can make roughly 48 cups of coffee. That's a mere 31 cents per cup. Compare this to the average cafe price of $3 per cup, and the savings become quite apparent. Over a year, that's a whopping $1,000 saved. Just think about what you could do with that kind of money. An extra vacation, perhaps, or maybe even start that investment portfolio you've been thinking about. So convenience comes with a hefty price tag. Ever heard of the LATTE factor? This concept, coined by financial guru David Bach, is a simple yet profound illustration of how our habitual, seemingly insignificant purchases can have a massive impact on our financial future. Picture this: you're buying a $5 latte each day. It might not seem like much, right? But if you multiply that by the number of days in a year, it amounts to over $1,800. Now, imagine if you'd saved and invested that money instead. Over a period of 10 years, considering an average annual return of 7%, you'd have saved up around $23,000. That's right. Your daily latte could have transformed into a considerable nest egg. The latte factor isn't just about coffee. It's about becoming aware of how our small daily choices can make a big difference. Your latte might be costing you a fortune in the long run. Now let's discuss the opportunity cost of your coffee habit. Imagine instead of spending $5 on your daily latte, you decide to invest that money. Now let's say you invest this $5 daily into a retirement fund with an average interest rate of 7% compounded annually. Over a period of 30 years, you'd have amassed a considerable amount. Consider also the stock market, where the average return hovers around 8%. Investing your coffee money here could yield significant returns over time. So, you see, every dollar you spend on coffee is a dollar that could be working for you, growing into a sizable nest egg. The question isn't merely about giving up coffee. It's about understanding the potential value of every dollar you spend. It's about making conscious decisions that align with your long-term financial goals. Every cup of coffee is a missed investment opportunity. Your coffee habit could be contributing to your debt dilemma. It seems harmless, right? Just a simple swipe of the card for your daily caffeine fix. But let's put it into perspective. If you're spending around $5 a day on coffee, that's roughly $150 a month. Multiply that by 12, and suddenly you're looking at a yearly expense of around $1,800. Now imagine if that money is being charged to a credit card with an interest rate of let's say 20%. If you're not paying off your balance in full each month, that interest is going to compound, and your debt can quickly spiral out of control. This is why budgeting is so important. It's about understanding your expenses and living within your means. It's about making choices that support your financial health. Remember, every swipe of the card for that cup of joe adds to your debt. What about your savings? Are they slipping away with each sip? You see, that daily cup of joe might just be the culprit draining your savings account. Every time you choose to splurge on a fancy latte, you're not just spending money, you're also robbing your future self. Think about it. A few dollars spent on coffee every day can add up to a significant amount over time. That's money that could be tucked away into a savings account, steadily growing and providing you with financial security. Cutting down on coffee spending isn't just about saving a few dollars here and there. It's about making a conscious decision to prioritize your financial future. It's about understanding the true value of each dollar and how saving even the smallest amounts can lead to substantial growth over time. Remember, each dollar saved is a step towards achieving your financial goals. Saving money starts with cutting down on unnecessary expenses, like your daily coffee. Did you know your coffee habit could also be impacting your health and wallet? Now, we're not saying that coffee is bad for you. In fact, moderate consumption can even have health benefits. But, like everything in life, moderation is the key. Excessive coffee consumption can potentially lead to health issues like insomnia, high blood pressure, and digestive problems. These aren't just unpleasant to deal with, they can also put a significant dent in your wallet. Regular visits to the doctor, medication costs, and even possible hospital stays can add up quickly, not to mention the potential loss of income from taking sick days. What's more, if these health issues become chronic, they could lead to higher health insurance premiums in the future. So, not only is your daily caffeine fix costing you up front, but it could also be leading to higher medical expenses down the line. Your health is your wealth, and coffee could be costing you both. Ever thought about the environmental impact of your coffee habit? It's not just about the beans and the brew. There's a whole world of waste associated with our daily cup of joe, from the disposable cups to those little plastic pods. Each year, billions of coffee cups end up in landfills, contributing to a huge waste problem. And those convenient pods, they're often non-recyclable, meaning they also end up in the trash. This waste not only harms our planet, but it also translates into financial costs. Waste management isn't free, and as our waste grows, so too does the cost of dealing with it. Additionally, as governments around the world grapple with environmental issues, there's a growing trend towards taxing waste and promoting sustainable practices. These environmental taxes can hit your wallet directly or indirectly through higher prices for goods and services. Your coffee habit could be costing the earth and your wallet. And don't forget the hidden costs of your coffee habit. Yes, the price tag on that cup of joe is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deeper into the murky waters below. Have you ever considered the travel expenses to your favorite coffee shop? That's right, every trip you take adds to the cost of your coffee. Whether it's the gas for your car, a bus ticket, or just the wear and tear on your shoes, it all adds up. Now let's talk about those little extras. A sprinkle of cinnamon here, a shot of caramel there, maybe even an almond croissant on the side. These add-ons can quietly inflate the cost of your coffee ritual. Remember, every dollar counts when you're managing your finances. It's the small, unnoticed expenses that can slowly drain your wallet. Hidden costs can sneak up on you, making your coffee habit more expensive than you think. So, what does financial freedom look like without the coffee habit? Well, let's imagine for a moment. If you were to save the $5 you spend on your daily coffee, you'd accumulate almost $2,000 in a year. That's a substantial amount, isn't it? Now let's think bigger. Suppose you were to invest this money in a low-cost index fund with an average annual return of 7%. Over 20 years, you'd have nearly $70,000. This isn't just about having more money, it's about giving yourself options. It's about having the freedom to make choices that align with your goals, whether that's paying off debt, starting a business, or retiring early. Remember, it's not about giving up what you love, but rather about making mindful decisions. Can you think of other areas in your life where you could apply this principle? Financial freedom could be as simple as skipping the daily coffee. So there you have it, 10 ways your daily coffee habit could be impacting your financial future. From the cash drain of daily coffee to the significant price of convenience, we've seen how small expenses can add up to big financial implications. We've explored the latte factor and how opportunity costs could be eating into your potential savings. We've discussed the debt dilemma that can come from overspending on non-essentials like coffee and how this can slip your savings. We've also looked at the health costs associated with excessive coffee consumption, the environmental impact of our coffee habits, and the hidden costs that we often overlook. Finally, we've seen how financial freedom might be closer than you think if you consider making some changes. Remember, a rich life may start with rich coffee, but financial richness starts with smart spending. Here's to your financial success.